I'm talking hair care with Michael van Clarke, who is a leading award-winning hairdresser. And today I wanted to talk about hair care for the over 40s. That's a lot of us. What is it that changes about hair once we're getting a bit older? And what do we need to be thinking of doing to it?
Well, I think as with the rest of our bodies, as we get older, what's being produced doesn't have quite the same strength and suppleness.
Okay.
The ability to hold moisture. So the hair that's growing out of the scalp isn't quite as strong as it was in our 20s.
By the time we get to the 40s, it must be going downhill quite fast.
Well, it would have gone through so many cycles. The average cycle for hair on the head is around 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
And after the age of 20, each cycle, the hair will come back slightly thinner and for not quite so long.
So what are the key things that people should be thinking about once they're into their 40s in managing their hair? Is it being kind to the hair rather than being able to trash it like when you're younger?
I think that's exactly it. I think it's being more conscious. You can't get away with some of the things that you did in your 20s. You come to your 30s, the hair's not as responsive as it was before. You have to start feeding. You have to start putting a little bit back, care of the hair, care of the scalp. And, we have clients going through, their decades where their hair is fantastic. And you can, if you're applying the right techniques and the right products, have wonderful hair.
Okay, so if you nourish the hair through your 30s, 40s, I would also think there'd be quite a big step change when women hit the menopause as well, because a lot of processes in the body are affected by the loss of estrogen. I presume hair is as well.
Very much so.
So for midlife hair care, among the sort of mindful management for hair, there's nourishing it with appropriate products, eating well, and all the rest of it, because hair needs nourishment from the inside, from the root, not styling it too harshly. Anything else we should add onto that?
Well, I think there are things that take out of hair, and there are the things that we can put back. Yeah. So it's a case of making sure you're putting back enough to compensate for what you're taking out. And the things that take out will be sunlight. Yes. And we can't totally avoid that, but we can protect from it. Seawater. Salt is very corrosive on hair. Chlorinated water. Colouring. I think a big problem now with colouring being so popular, there's a lot of colouring that goes on that isn't done very professionally. And a lot of people have over-colouring, completely unnecessary, where the same piece of hair is being coloured again and again and again and again. Hair is a very tough substance, but it can't withstand that sort of abuse. And it's often just not necessary, but that's carelessness. Overheat styling, aggressive products that dehydrate, so siliconized products, high alcohol products, highly plasticized products.
Okay, what are high alcohol products?
So some products need alcohol. Certain things don't work in water soluble. Certain things need to dry off very quickly when they're on the hair.
Feel that sort of flash of it going.
So the alcohol dries off quickly, the product's left on the hair. So some products do have some alcohol, but these are usually fruit alcohols or vegetable alcohols, but it's about not having too much.
Also with colouring, the older we get, the more colour fades from our hair. That's when it's really tempting to keep whacking the colour in. So is that something we should be cautious around?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, if we look at here, where the hair shaft has degraded, now this hair will not hold on to colour as well as that hair. This hair is more complete, has a closed cuticle, that will hold colour for longer. So colour will fade from this hair much quicker, simply because if you looked at the structure of the hair under a microscope, it would almost be like a honeycomb effect, where there's far less structure there, so the colour molecules don't have anything to hold on to. So they will go in, but they will leach out quite quickly. It becomes a vicious cycle, because the more you tint the hair and it breaks down, the quicker you have to tint it again.
I mean, it's like so many things with getting older. It's a question of being crafty about how you manage the hair to keep it looking at its best.